You are now listening to Serious Minds RNTV with your host, Professor Griff. The call-in number is 516-654-7688. That's 516-654-7688. This is Professor Griff, and this is Serious Minds RNTV. Serious Minds for Serious Minds. Seriously. Welcome to Tripnology, where we focus in on safety, training, education, and legal protection. This is Professor Griff, NRA, USCCA certified instructor. Classes are being held twice a month. Contact me at 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Thank you, and welcome to Tripnology, safety, training, education, and legal protection. Greetings, family, greetings. Yeah, my electronics is just... Oh, you in Spain? Oh, okay. Be well, be safe, bro. Yeah. Bring back some Spanish rice or something, man. Just, not the Uncle Ben kind. Yeah, I'm just saying. Know what I mean? Khalid El Akeem, peace. What's good with you, bro? Tonight we're going to be talking about this idea of this border patrol, man. Whipping Haitians on horseback. Yeah, it's like sometimes it's hard for me even kind of muster up. I don't know. The energy and the strength. I'm not going to be on here long, but help me out, fam. So now we're whipping black people with whips again on horseback. And this is like standard operating procedure. This is policy. Anyway, once again, this is Serious Minds RNTV. This is Professor Griff. Shout out to everyone on YouTube, where everyone should be. www.youtube.com/C/Serious Minds RNTV. Charles, what's good with you, bro? John Trey, what's happening? Gerald, what's good? All right. Shout out to Little Goddess. Johnny Taylor, waiting on Quan. All right. I'm not going to be on here long, fam, but I need to get some feedback, some energy from y'all. So this is what we're doing. Yeah, it's rough for me to wrap my... Yeah, anyway. I'm going to share my screen because I don't know.
it's hard to put words together. Just describe what I was actually seeing. And I was like, wow. And then I was saying to myself, how would I respond in those kind of situations? Like, yeah. Anyway, let's see.
At the border, as thousands of Haitian migrants camp under the bridge in Del Rio, the U.S. government is reiterating its position. They may have made that trip and risked their lives just to be returned back to Haiti.
Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas visited Del Rio today. KENS 5 border reporter Vanessa Croy is live there with the latest. Vanessa?
Well, Deb and Aaron, we have just learned there are still 10,000 migrants encamped under that bridge here in Del Rio, but that's down from almost 15,000 last week. Now, officials said today that thousands of migrants have been bused to processing centers across the state, and many have been flown back to their homeland. The Secretary Mayorkas said he visited that area under the bridge today and said the situation was heartbreaking and tragic.
We are communicating, as we have now for months, loudly and clearly, that irregular migration, the perilous journey, is not the journey to take. One risks one's life, the life of one's loved ones, for a mission that will not succeed. We have been, we are, and we will continue to exercise the public health authority of the Centers for Disease Control in light of the fact that this country and this world is confronting a pandemic.
How the situation developed last week as hundreds of Haitian migrants were seen crossing the Rio Grande and camping under the bridge in Del Rio. Officials on the ground here told me they were overwhelmed. Almost 15,000 people in just a few days. This number has been called unprecedented in such a short time. Now, Secretary Mayorkas also told us that 600 additional agents have been deployed to this area to help, along with hundreds of DPS state troopers. Reporting live in Del Rio, Vanessa Croy, KENS 5 Eyewitness.
All right, so as we can see here, fam, if you listen to the language that they use, is he goes from this whole idea of crossing the border, migrants crossing the border, and he shifts the whole thing to the CDC and health. And so I want to ask a question. Any other groups of people crossing the border, did they ever get treated like this? I mean, they got them flights like quick. I mean, well, they got somebody working at Delta for them. Or they got somebody from Delta or United or American Airlines, because they got them flights and them buses quick. They got the dollar Chinese bus, man. It was like, yo, come on, we gotta, for real. It's like, I ain't never seen that happen that quick. They got planes, buses, trains, skateboards, everything they need to get them out of there. Like quick, like PDQ, pretty damn quick. For real. Aisha Jackson, you're right. It do look like the slave movies of old. Just like, wow. They said, no, we're not going, we're not letting all of that melanin up in here like that, man. Exactly, Robin Tippin. So they let the Afghan refugees and these thousands of people from Afghanistan come over, fly them here, and make away from them with housing, land, monies, all kind of stuff. Wow. If we don't take a serious look at racism, white supremacy, and how it works, and call it for what it is, as Dr. Neely Fuller said, everything else that you think you understand will only confuse you. It will only confuse you. Jay Michelle, peace, was good. It is ugly, man. Now, I'm not saying that I or anyone that I know have the solution to deal with this immigration situation in America, but at least treat the people on a human level. Nah, can we get that? No, a little bit. All right. Gemini Queen Travels. Greetings. How you feel? All right. What did Dr. Francis Cress Welsing say? All right. The local Haitians in Miami are afraid to speak up due to deportation. Wow. Brother Griff, it simply boils down to the other man is terrified on a genetic level. So this is not shocking that they pulled this. Bear in mind, we've been free according to their laws about 51 years, 51 plus years. Yeah. It is it's something to behold. U.S. officials probe whip-like cords used against migrants. Images and videos show mounted U.S. border guards wielding the cords amid mass migrant expulsion along the Texas-Mexico border. Wow. I've seen rights groups slam U.S. expulsion of Haitian migrants. Haitian migrants undeterred as U.S. begins removal flights. Mass expulsion of Haitian migrants from Texas continues. Department of Homeland Security said the long reins are used by mounted officials to ensure control of the horse. So if you use those whips to control the horse, why are you beating people? But we are going to investigate the facts, he said during the news conference in Del Rio. I mean, we have it on film. What do you mean? Go with the flow for real estate ATL. Go with the flow. Peace. Jersey Cosmo style. What's going on? 7 Asiatic 41. How did they end up in Mexico? That's not an easy journey from Haiti, from Haiti to Mexico. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, how did they end up in Mexico? Man, bro. Yeah. Yeah, family. I am really trying to, well, maybe I need to study the domestic policy and immigration and look at under the Biden administration, well, really the carryover from the Obama administration. Trump wanted to build a wall, and then I failed to hear and see. Well, Biden sent his vice president down there to have these particular discussions. So I got to look into it. All right, just to see what their position is, to see what they're saying. Wow. So, family, what do you think the solution to this issue and other issues dealing with immigrants? The kidnapping of children, the separating the children from the parents, the whipping of Black Haitians. I mean, what do you think the solution should be? All right. You said the Obama administration had the highest deportation rate. Haiti has forever been isolated economically and international relationships since Haiti stood up against the French colonizers. You don't know if there is a solution? So where's Django when you need him? More reasonable path to citizenship. It's difficult and expensive to get citizenship. Okay. Go with the flow since 1804. Well, what happened in 1804? You said the world has been turned upside down. Well, who turned the world upside down? I'm just curious. Help me out. Who turned the world upside down? Oh, said Haiti fought back. All right. You said they're afraid of voodoo. Let them over here. It's more their land than it is theirs. Everybody here now is from here. Everybody here now is not from here. Well, who is from here? Janice Davis. Who is from America? America knows the true story of Haiti and how powerful Haitians have influenced nations to independence. They can't have their property. African Americans be influenced 1804. The argument of disease when it comes to black and brown people come across the border dates back to the late 1800s and 1900s. You don't hear the same argument about the northern border, nor do you hear it about Afghanistanis coming over. So Janice Davis said, we're trying to reclaim our land. It's our land. The chickens are coming home to roost. Okay? All right. So this is a very real dynamic that we're watching, and it's playing out on an economic stage and a global stage. And other countries are looking at it. How do you think they're viewing America when it comes to human rights and civil rights? How do you think America is being viewed when it comes to having that discussion about race, especially when you talk about critical race theory? When you can look at the Afghanis coming over and the Haitians, and then Mexicans coming up from Mexico. Is there a difference in how they're treated? I ordered 1984. Of course, you could say something was good. They say particular Haitians migrated from South America. Yes, there is a difference. The Haitians are not in cages. I don't understand what that means. Haitians used ritual to empower themselves against the French. Let the Mexicans and Afghans in, but the Haitians, hell nah. It's going to get worse. We have no friends. I hate that black and brown narrative. John Trey, you said you're tired of the mistreatment of melanated people. Wait, what's good with you, bro? America's trying to run everyone else's country, but don't come to ours. Wow. Part of the problem is that a lot of Americanized blacks don't see Haitians as our own people, and they are our own people. But what I do, yeah, I gotta reel it back in, and I gotta study the foreign policy and the immigration policy that Kamala Harris took and had that conversation with the Mexicans. I gotta see what it entails. Yeah, I gotta check it out. All right, so while we're continuing this discussion, if anyone wants to take my class October 2nd, Georgia Firing Line, all right, just hit me up. My number is 678-557-2919 if you want to take my firearms class. All right, we're doing like an advanced level 1. All right. Check on their treatment of us, especially they call American human rights policy hypocritical. You're right. Law for us, about us. America is a big commercial to other countries, so if they see Haitians being mistreated, then there's also mistreatment. They mistreat them as well, and most of them, hold on for a second, Haitians were speaking Spanish. Well, my thing is, you can speak more than one language. They left Haiti seeking refuge. The number 2 population invading the southern border is China. Okay. All right. Janelle Muhammad. All right. So, family, I wanted to talk about this because I wanted to, I seen other people kind of having a discussion. I just kind of, a lot of times when news comes out, I don't jump right on it because I want to get some details. And this was definitely a situation where I needed to look into the foreign and domestic policies. All right. It says Israel is kicking out the Hebrew Israelites. Wow. Smitty, the underdog, what's good with you? Haitian mysticism scares white supremacists. All right. We're going to send some positive energy out to Quan. She didn't come on tonight. She's probably dealing with that situation, dealing with her people. The CDC is using this to keep migrants out of the country. Then how come they're not keeping Afghanis out of the country? All right. So answer this question for me. I'm just curious. Check out Title 42 of the Biden administration's extended. The Biden administration extended a Trump-era policy that allows migrants to be expelled to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in holding facilities. Okay. So how come they're not holding the Afghans? Where are they being held up at? So no humanitarian aid for black people coming from Haiti, but humanitarian aid for Afghanis coming all the way from Afghanistan. You said they're on military bases? Okay. Sabrina Hawley, how you feel? Did you know after 60 years after the Haitian Revolution, the government refused to recognize Haiti as it threatened their economic enterprise, which was fueled by slavery? Okay. Well, there's no restrictions on the Afghans because they're visitors? Joel Spicy said, Biden is not my president. So the Afghanis are getting sent to sanctuary cities, but those same sanctuary cities are not sanctuaries for Haitians, I take it. Wow. Interesting. Very, very interesting. What does that mean, Will Morgan? I'm not getting that. What does that mean? I'm clueless. You said we let the wrong people in office? Well, those people were selected to be in office. I don't think you have too much control over that. Okay. You said, why go through Mexico when Miami is next door? I don't know. Yeah, Khaled asked that question a minute ago. How did they even get to Mexico? I'm just curious. You said none of these candidates will ever be the right person for the office. We will never have a good choice. Yeah. So that's why you invaded Moses, Blackthorn. There's no oil in Afghanistan, only opium. That's why we invaded. We who? I'm just curious. You said the Haitian people have always been discriminated against? Okay. Well, I think to sum this conversation up, if we are going to get justice, we have to see the Haitians as we see ourselves. The Haitians have to see black people and Africans as themselves in order for us to at least extend a hand and say, listen, the treatment is not fair. And so someone can speak up for the Haitian people. All right. All right, family. I promised I wasn't going to stay on here long. And I want to touch and go with these subjects. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the newsletter. All right. The newsletter that, the Serious Minds newsletter. And we want to let everyone know and encourage people to sign up for the newsletter so we can get ahead and kind of get the information out here that we cannot discuss openly on these platforms. Please support the Serious Minds newsletter. We will be on tomorrow night to discuss that. All right. Until then, fam, I love you all to life. This is Professor Griff. I am Audi 5000. I guess 5 Gs would work. For real. All right. Peace.
Welcome to Tripnology, where we focus in on safety, training, education, and legal protection. This is Professor Griff, NRA, USCCA certified instructor. Classes are being held twice a month. Contact me at 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Thank you, and welcome to Tripnology, safety, training, education, and legal protection. Welcome to Tripnology, where we focus in on safety, training, education, and legal protection. This is Professor Griff, NRA, USCCA certified instructor. Classes are being held twice a month. Contact me at 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Thank you, and welcome to Tripnology, safety, training, education, and legal protection. Welcome to Tripnology, where we focus in on safety, training, education, and legal protection. This is Professor Griff, NRA, USCCA certified instructor. Classes are being held twice a month. Contact me at 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. Thank you, and welcome to Tripnology, safety, training, education, and legal protection.